Morning, welcome in for another Friday safety focus of the week. It is July 14th, looking like a pretty nice day. Maybe some afternoon thunder showers, 50% right now. So hopefully a nice full work day. Take advantage of. This week's code of conduct is to drive safely, defensively, and courteously. Ben Dow, anything to add on our code item this week?
Yeah, especially with our vehicles, they all have a logo on them. And whenever someone gets frustrated with anything that happens on the road, even when they are partially responsible for it, they always get all upset and call us. So it creates a lot of work calling them back and trying to figure it all out. So don't race them at the lights and let them go. It's okay. We're all getting paid to get our job done. And it presents a good image out there when we're especially careful and courteous when we are operating our vehicles.
Well said. We're going to talk more about that today at our topic of the week.
Okay.
Good job this past week. 72 days without a recordable, 28 from last first aid. Let's keep it going, especially in the dog days of summer. A lot going on, especially with emergency response work. Let's really make sure we're communicating our hazards, controlling our hazards to the hierarchy of controls, contact health and safety. If there's any questions, concerns, we're trying to go out there and double check compliance and making sure there's no at-risk behaviors. So please prioritize safety, bake into safety in all the decision making that you're doing each and every day. Our topic of the week is distracted driving. We're seeing a lot of kind of speed alerts. We're seeing some calls, definitely like Ben said, coming in with drivers on cell phones. It's been more lately than it was previous, so I really wanted to highlight this one. Just with everything that's going on, a lot more phone calls. But we really need to make sure that we're putting the phones down. We're focusing the task at hand, and that is should be driving. If you need to take something, pull over to take the call if you don't have hands free. So the leading causing of workplace fatalities is auto accidents, to and from jobs, to and from the work, driving through different work zones. So that is our most at-risk thing that we can do is driving. So we really need to prioritize driving is a task, is part of our job to making sure that we're not taking on those unnecessary risks. Because the next slide I'm going to get into is we as humans can't do really two things at once. Our brains can't function that way, and I'll talk a little bit more about that. But just to highlight on our policy, I wanted to highlight the handbook. Again, the new handbook, page 20, goes into more depth regarding our cell phone policy. But again, to highlight it, we pretty much are right in line with the state rules and regulations. Again, we're not while using cell phones. Again, it must be hands-free. Texting is prohibited while driving, operating a company vehicle. So we're just kind of correlated right with Vermont state law and federal law. Now, kind of regarding the behaviors, that we see from time to time is we think we can multitask. We all believe that we can do everything. Again, that's that overconfidence behavior that we need to identify, address, and try to eliminate. When we're driving, we should be focused on driving. Our brains can't process two things at once. It switches from attention from one task to another. So we kind of constantly are flip-flopping from scanning and focusing. And if we add different factors like texting or speeding, we're really putting ourselves at risk for an auto accident. So we need to try to put those things down, because this National Safety Council also did a study that 96% of people think texting while driving is dangerous, yet 44% do it. So again, it's that overconfidence. So it's dangerous even when sitting at a red light or stopping or stop signs, because it takes your brain some time to return to focus back on the road. So we really want to make sure that when we're driving, we're behind the wheel, we're focusing on that task at hand. So nothing is more important than getting to your destination safely. Use your phones and other technology when you are safely parked, stopped. That's the best practice. That's what we'd like to see. Put those phones down, focus on that task at hand. Let's not have any serious auto accident because we're doing some at-risk behaviors such as speeding, texting, while driving. Wanted to keep it short and simple today because I think that kind of highlights the distracted driving that we see most out there on the roadways. Anything to add, Ken or Ben?
Nope.
Oh, that's it. Oh, go ahead, Dan.
See it all the time from all motorists of everywhere. It's like we went to a pre-bid meeting here last week, and I won't say which state agency, but the guy pulls up driving, talking on the phone.
Yeah.
So it looks bad. You know, people have expectations about others, and certainly when it's an official from the state, you expect more than that. And I think people expect more from us too, so we got to live to that same standard.
Well said. Well, I'll pass it over to you, Ken, for the rest of our presentation this morning.
Okay. Take over the screen. I can find the right one. There it is, I think. Okay. Do you see my screen?
We got it.
Yep.
Okay. Skip down here. And actually, why don't I skip back up? We mentioned last week, I think, that you can, if you want, if you're around the office, the shop, and the yard, you can watch in-person gathering of the safety meeting at the safety room. I don't think anyone's done that yet, but perhaps as we get closer to winter, when winter comes, it might be a favored place by everybody, right?
Yep. Yep, we got a good sized TV to present it on.
Good. Okay, for announcements, just continuing last week's, we have retirement plan has been migrated from Newport to Census, so look for that. Check into it. If you don't know and your login credentials and how to get online, just check with the accounting department. And we're continuing on the 2023 healthcare premium holidays, so moving right along, getting notching off those 14 weeks pretty quickly here. Still quite a few more, but it's amazing how time's flying. The Champlain Valley Fair is coming up the end of August, and you need to get your ticket request into Melanie at the front office. That has to be done by today, the 14th. So make sure you get it in there so you get tickets. There's 2 adult tickets, and if you have children, you can request 2 child tickets. And they are free. The company buys them. We have some new employees here. We have Mason Olson on the concrete crew. We have Hunter Gorton on paving. And Ethan Coda on directional drilling. So welcome, guys. Hope to see you around here soon. And also here's something here, Matt, I didn't get a chance to talk to you about this, but it came in from AGC, is something Associated General Contractors in Vermont Health Link. You've known about it. That, of course, we all know how, widespread opioid addiction and heroin problems are. We see it everywhere we go around our job sites when people, like next morning you show up and there's needles on the ground and stuff. It's like, what? It's amazing. It's scary. It's sad, but there is help out there if you have a loved one who suffers from these addictions. There's these bags that are hanging in the back end or side entry, I should say, to the office. They're provided by Vermont Health Link and AGC, and they contain a lot of literature, but they also contain a Narcan dose or a couple doses, nasal applied dose, and then they have some fentanyl testing stuff. So if you know people who have these problems, grab one of these bags and bring it home and help them out if you can. So let's see, other things in our announcements here is that the Lamoille Valley Rail Trail bike ride was postponed. We don't know when it'll be put back on the schedule. The governor was supposed to ride, of course, and that was supposed to be this weekend. And the storms hit the, especially the Cambridge, Johnson, Hardwick area really bad. So might be quite a bit of repairs necessary to get the trail back in good condition. And I'm sure it's not at the highest level of priority for those towns. And the healthcare ECI primary wellness program link is there for everybody. And this week we're talking about the an update on the V-Trans Stowe signal project with Matt Saganowitz. Matt, are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. How's everybody doing this morning?
Good morning.
Good. You want me to advance the slides or you want to take over?
No, I think you can advance. We'll start here with the narrative and just cruise on down.
All right.
So this is an update to a previously project of the week that we did. I think we did it this winter.
Yeah, I think
maybe last fall. And we did finish the project. The project is in Stowe at the intersection of West Road and Route 100. I think it's actually West Hill Road. Engineers Construction was contracted with V-Trans for a project in Stowe that included some roadway widening, drainage, an additional left turn lane, installation of a new traffic signal, and other related highway items. The project was recently completed with the installation of the traffic signal and then the line striping to go along with it to get the correct lane configurations. And this project was featured on WCAX. We'll play that after the presentation. This is Stowe's first ever traffic signal. Many years they've never had one, and this is their first one. So you can see here with the project overview. I don't know, probably I can't see my cursor, but you can see the main drag is Vermont Route 100, and then the side road is West Hill Road. And over to the left of West Hill Road, that's where that Shaw's grocery store is and parking lot. So with that store, there's a lot of traffic trying to get out of West Hill Road. A lot of the locals go around. The traffic signal helped improve the West Hill Road availability to get in and out quicker. This is the plan view of the center of the project. You can see the new left turn lane to turn down West Hill Road, and then our widening created a through lane, for northbound traffic to Morrisville. And then related new signs for the signals and all that good stuff. This is a cross section. You could see the first, originally they had 22-foot lane. We added an additional 11-foot lane with a typical 4-foot shoulder and a 2-foot, wrapped shoulder to back up the pavement. The full depth construction to create the road was 18 inches of sand and 24 inches of crushed gravel. We proposed in this project to do the full 18 inches of sand as dense grade subbase of crushed gravel. Road sand's kind of tricky to get, tricky to meet the spec. So they allowed us to use all the full quantity of subbase. There was some ditching along the widening with some type 2 stone backup, and then they grubbed it, seeded it, and grass is as green as can be right now.
Mm-hmm. It's a green season right now for sure.
Yes.
All this rain, everything's green.
For sure, and it's helping, definitely helping things out. This is the recap of the first project, review that we did earlier in the year. This is Greg Farr and crew pouring the signal foundation. And that was done in the wintertime, getting it ready for us for spring. once spring hit and all the equipment was here for the mast arms, we loaded the mast arms on at the Bushy Pit, loaded them on the truck, and we bring them down fully loaded, so that we're really just setting them, bolting the connections together, and then doing the wiring and a few final adjustments in the air for leveling, making it look, proper when it comes to like the signs and signal heights and stuff like that. Here you can see us installing the mast over the existing foundation. The cabinet you can see is right next to it. That was installed with the pad, and then a new service because it was a new signal. We hired a local crane guy to help assist us flying in the arms. This is a picture, I believe this is Calvin working on the luminaire, bolting that up, getting it oriented. See, he has all his fall harness on and tied off to the basket. This is the main arm that goes across Route 100. Again, as you can see, it's fully loaded, bagged, ready to go. We fly it in, bolt it up, and make our adjustments. We did bring a genie lift down for this just to get a couple more guys in the air. Be a little bit more efficient.
Those kind of articulations on that genie lift are useful. I can see that.
They are. I call it, it's not a scissor lift. I know those are the ones that just go straight up and down like we have in the shop. But, it's kind of like, you have that scissor movement to really get you up high and out. So,
Right.
you could work over traffic like you can see here. Again, you got to be very careful.
Right.
You don't want to drop anything.
Right.
But
Yeah.
the guys are very careful, and it works great. This genie lift is very universal. And it's small and
Right.
works great. You can see our bucket truck is there as well. This is just an aerial shot of the West Hill traffic signal heads. And we had to keep them bagged because you can see there's no line striping out there. We need to have the lines in place before we can fire up the signal.
And you need dry pavement for that.
Yeah.
That was a challenge this year.
Yes, it was for sure. And these were ground-in lines, Polyria ground-in lines, so it took a little longer. You can see another wet day here.
So they didn't allow grinding even the grinding part on the wet days, right?
Yeah, so like milling, is different. Mill all day, you use less water, keeps the machine cool. When it comes to this grinding, they can't have any debris within that area. So even sweeping it out, being wet, it gets it caught in there. It really needs to be really cleaned out good so the paint sticks well, and you don't have any issues, later down the road with it peeling up.
Yeah, I see. So the grinding creates a clean surface, and if you're grinding in the rain, it just puts dirt back in the
And
grinding.
it's really fine grindings. Like a car drives over it without it being swept, it packs it in there. It makes it miserable to get out. But it's durable line striping. It's supposed to last longer, I guess. And you can see Shaw's in the background here with the parking lot. A good picture.
Yeah, it is. And here's the movie, the video clip.
Oh, yep.
Well, this isn't the clip to click. This is just a photo.
Yep, I've got it
scan.
ready here. I hope this works, everybody.
You'll probably have to take over the screen then, or
yep,
what?
I'm going to take over the screen.
Right. And then can you finish you can scroll the screen down after to the project archives?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. 1 second. Forgot to hit a little button. And everybody, please turn up your volumes on this so you can hear it well. I'm not going to blow up the page. I could, make it full screen, but it makes a little lag. So I hope everybody can see it. But there is a link in the in Ken's email if anybody wants to view it offline here. So everyone can see my screen.
We got
Okay,
it.
here we go. Let's see what happens.
You want to take your grilling to the next level?
We got a little
It's all about what you've got
advertisement
sitting on
here.
the grate.
Hot
Mackenzie
dog
Hollywood smoked
advertising.
sausage, beer buns, and
Such a
anchovies
weird
and
commercial.
fries.
You'll thank me later.
Make it special. Make it Mackenzie.
Apologize about that. Here we go.
Official, the town of Stowe has turned on its first ever traffic light. Our Kiana Burks finds out why it's not just a road sign, but a sign of the times.
At the corner of Route 100 and West Hill Road in Stowe, drivers are being met with something they've never seen before in town.
But all of a sudden, one day, boom, the light was working, and it seemed like it was 50 years ago that we were waiting for the traffic light.
Workers flipped the switch, activating the light and bringing one of the town's busiest intersections to a stop and go.
I realized that they were putting that light in, and I got really excited because this is a mess, trying to get out of here for a couple of reasons. One, because it's a hill, so if you have a standard, you're stopping and going. But also it backs up all the way around that back corner, and nobody lets you out.
I think it was needed.
Stowe police say the light is a long time coming and eases the stress on both roadways and drivers.
There have been accidents there in the past, so we'll see. Hopefully this will, like I said, slow people down, make them more aware of the intersection, and make the intersection go a lot smoother.
Stowe's manager says the increase in traffic the town has seen is undeniable, leading to increasingly large buildups in both the town and village. And the light showcases the fact that things in the area are changing, and they need to keep up.
I used to literally not come through this intersection if I could avoid it, and would go all the way back to the village to use the stop signs if I wanted to take a left. And so it's really helping to disperse the traffic and make full utilization of the road system we have here in Stowe.
Yeah, I will actually come this way more often because I know I can get out.
Despite the town's reputation of rejecting modernity, the new light has been met with open arms.
I've been the manager for 16 years, and one of the things that was told to me when I came through the door was Stowe doesn't like traffic lights. And I think times change, fits better into the natural landscape to give it aesthetic considerations. And there's a definite need.
Feels like it's always been there.
And although this traffic light is the first, the town says it's definitely not the last, with another light already slated to go up at Loose Hill and Mountain Road, and a roundabout being planned at Moscow Road and Route 108 in the near future.
How we move people around and accommodate the people that want to come here is a vitally important issue, not just to the community, but the region and the state, because we are a major host, a year-round population, a visitor population, and a major driver for the state economy.
Reporting in Stowe, Kiana Burks, Channel 3 News.
Yeah, so it seems like they're happy, at least the people that they talk to, it seems like they're very happy with it.
Half a dozen more lights in that town. It's so busy.
Yeah, no, for sure. Let me just share my screen here. I'll finish this up.
Yep.
Yeah, when we were doing the initial pre-con, I just didn't realize there was no lights there, and they're like, "Oh, this is our first light. We'll need a cabinet key, and a cop key to get in." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't even realize it was the first signal." So the recap project. Sorry, I'm way up high here. Here we go from the archives. You want us to fix this? This was Irene aftermath site visit to Chester Bridge 114 in August 30th, 2011. And you can see here the through truss trestle abutment broke out. I don't know who these guys are.
I'm back. I'm back. I got dropped there. That would be Gene, I believe, in the vest.
Yeah, maybe so.
And then I can't remember the guy who was general manager of the Green Mountain, Brewer. Can't remember his first name. Brewer. He's no longer there. He's retired. And then I don't know who the other guy is standing next to those two off to the side. But yeah, that was the Chester Bridge 119, and that's the way it was found after Tropical Storm Irene. And of course, we're responding to not quite this level of issues in this recent storm, but this storm was a reminder of what we went through in Tropical Storm Irene for sure. And certainly this storm has been really bad for a lot of residents along those low-lying areas.
And you can see the tracks are right up in the air over here. You know, it's tweaked.
That's what held the bridge up.
Yeah.
It would have flopped right over, but I think, you know, the rail acted like bootstraps going in both directions.
Yep. So this is the finished product, back in service 13 days after we mobilized. That's pretty impressive. You can see a pretty good, let me try to zoom in here. Whoops, oh, come on.
Yeah, it's hard to zoom on Teams.
Oh, right there. You can see here, got a bunch of Randy Piper, Gene, Dale in the back.
Yeah.
McKinney, maybe?
I'm in there. I think that's me off to the right, but I can't tell.
Yeah, Hutchins. Looks like
Mark Nash.
Mark Nash. Yeah, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, you could definitely tell Dale though. That looks like Gene standing in front of Dale with a smile on his face.
Yeah, that's definitely Gene.
Yeah.
Very exciting, very cool. Good work. I mean, 13 days to fix that surface of the line, the tracks, all that, fix the abutment. That's pretty impressive.
Let's put it back in service. We righted it up, put in some temporary foundations, and then afterwards did the final permanent repairs. But just like then, we had the big storm pass through and we got mobilized, and then another storm came through and brought the waterway up, made us real nervous, just like it's happening right now.
Yep.
Yeah, and these through truss bridges on the railroad are everywhere. We worked on numerous bridges throughout our career.
Yeah, we didn't have to do any structural work to the bridge itself, just the bearing replacement and all the substructure. Okay, that's what I got. I'll turn it back over to you, Matt. Have a safe day out there.
Yep. Thank you, Matt. Thank you, Ken. Thank you, Ben. Good presentation this morning. Let's remember to drive safely, defensively, and courteously. Let's put those phones down. Let's have a safe day. Let's take advantage of the nice weather we got. If you're watching a group setting, please send me over a message so I can capture attendance. Have a safe day.
Sounds good.
Good day, everybody.